Welcome once again to another episode of the Competition Timeout. Guys, we're starting another week. Um, yeah, welcome. Competition Timeout is back. And let's talk about everything that's going on. Before we do that, if you like the show, obviously subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen. Also, video available on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share on there as well. Uh, so yeah, let's get right to it. Let's start in the NFL. Today is a big day. Officially, the legal tampering period starts, which is a lot of fun for people like me who like seeing the reports uh, of where people are going, who's getting released, and all that. Obviously, there's some people who were able to come to agreements already because they were released. Because they were released before the new league year starts, which starts on Wednesday. Today at noon starts the talking period, and then everything becomes official on Wednesday at believe at noon as well, or 3, something like that. Anyway, a couple of the biggest news is Baker Mayfield agrees to a 3-year deal, $100 million contract with the Bucks. He's staying with the Bucks. The rumor was that Mike Evans was only going to stay if Baker stayed, so I think some people saw this coming. I don't know if I like the number, but I guess it's not too crazy compared to what everybody's uh, getting. Another big thing: the Patriots trade Daniel Jones to the Jags for I think it was a fifth and a sixth in this year's draft, something like that. Interesting move. Jacksonville gets itself a backup for Trevor. Niners plan to release uh, Eric Armstead. The Bears sign Kevin Byard to a 2-year deal. And the biggest news, I guess, that dropped last night was Russell Wilson is going to sign a 1-year deal with the Steelers, worth up to 38 million, a base salary of like 1 point whatever. So everything else he's getting is in bonuses, and also the Broncos and Seahawks are still paying him. Obviously, he was not. His agents are smart. They weren't gonna because if you sign with another team and the money is as big, it can offset. So it would save those teams from paying that money. So we'll see. It looks like they got under whatever the number is that they needed to get, and Russell Wilson will be getting paid by 3 teams basically this year. Uh, so yeah, the free agents. There's a lot of rumors out there of what could happen. I guess one of the biggest ones, as far as like quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins is set to make a decision. The Vikings has made an offer. A lot of people think Atlanta has a good shot, especially with uh, the offense being somewhat the same as he has in Minnesota with the ties to Sean McVay and that staff, that new staff in Atlanta. Also, Kirk's wife is from Atlanta, so people are like linking that. So we'll see how that plays out. At noon, all these things will start coming out. Uh, Before I forget, the Chiefs tied up Chris Jones for 95 million guaranteed for 5 years. So they lock up their big defensive guy and they keep the big three over there intact. So it's gonna be interesting. A lot of the agreements or agreements will be probably announced in the next 2 days. A lot of the but nothing will become official until Wednesday. So believe what you want until then. Yeah, that's that's really it. A lot to look forward to. We'll talk about it here. The rest of the week, also, Nano Rome Show, we'll talk about, you know, what our local team's doing as usual. And we'll keep you guys updated. Should be a fun weekend. Other news, uh, F1, Max Verstappen wins again in Saudi Arabia. Uh, Honestly, I'm a big fan of Formula One, but it's kind of getting boring. I thought this year would be a little better, uh, and things will be closer so far through the two races. Not a lot. Uh, they're not too close. The controversy of Red Bull still going. There's a lot of weird things going on. Verstappen's dad speaking out, all that. If you know, you know. More racing. IndyCar started their season in St. Petersburg, and it was a good race. Also, NASCAR was in Phoenix. Christopher Bell wins that race, so that season is off to a great start. I believe that was race number 4. Honest, it was not. I believe, but it was. So the season's off to a great start. Men's college basketball. What a finish to the season this weekend. A lot of rivalry games that happen. They usually happen on that last weekend. Now it's time for the tournaments to begin this whole week, and at the end of the weekend, as we know, will be Selection Sunday. It'll be interesting what goes down as of today. The top 5 is Houston, UConn, Purdue, Tennessee, Arizona, as they head into their conference tournaments. So that'll be fun to watch. So, yeah. Anyway, that'll be cool to see. We'll see how that goes. Women's college basketball, their tournaments were a week ahead. I don't know if Selection Sunday is next weekend as well. But it was a good day of tournament games, championship games in women's college basketball. The Nebraska Iowa game was really good. Went to overtime. Caitlin Clark didn't have a great start to the game. Finished strong, 34.7 rebounds, 12 assists to lead the Hawkeyes to the third straight Big Ten tournament title there. Notre Dame wins the ACC over NC State. UConn wins the Big East, or it wasn't a win. It was the semifinal, so they're going to the final. I believe that's today. Then, yeah, they'll face Georgetown in the final. So that wasn't a Big East. Is having Monday all to themselves, I guess. Anyway, uh, crazy game. South Carolina, LSU. South Carolina beats LSU in the SEC tournament final. Got a little scrappy at the end. There was ejections. But South Carolina, sorry. South Carolina ends the season undefeated 32-0. They win the regular season championship, the conference championship. Now they'll be more than likely the top overall seed in the bracket. USC tops Stanford in the Pac-12 tournament. What a run for USC. Honestly, that was a really good game too. And before today, these were the top 5 in women's college basketball: South Carolina, Stanford, Iowa, Ohio State, and USC. Obviously, USC is probably going to jump more than likely a little bit there with the conference title win. Iowa will probably jump to number 2 with the conference title win and Stanford's loss. So there could be, I don't think Stanford will drop out of the top 5, but they'll, be there. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. A lot of good college basketball going on. In the NBA, honestly, I think teams are fighting back and forth. We're getting down to crunch time soon. So right now, Celtics are still the top seed in the East. Milwaukee's 8 back. Cleveland's in 3rd right now. The Knicks are in 4th. Magic are in 5th. The Sixers barely hanging on to 6th. 7th, the Pacers. Heat, 8, 9, the Bulls, and 10, the Hawks. Those are your spots for the playoffs. Brooklyn is 4 games back, or 3.5 games back of that last seed in the East. In the West, Oklahoma City is taking care of business. as for right now, Denver is on their butts. Denver is a game back. So Denver's the 2 seed right now. Minnesota is the 3 seed, a game and a half back at Oklahoma City. Clippers are in 4th. New Orleans are in 5th. The Suns are in 6th, only a half game ahead of the Kings, who are in 7th. Mavericks are 8th, 9 of the Lakers, and 10th is the Warriors. So things are heating up there. Warriors clinging on to the last spot with a 33-30 record. So Steve Kerr and those boys make a last minute run, possibly, and probably surprise us as they always do because they're never really out of it. It's not really a great team, but they'll find a way because of those, that core guys that they have. So yeah, man, that's all I got today. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about the rumors, whatever comes out today at 12. Any other news in the world of sports, as you know. And like I said, like, share, follow, and thank you for tuning in to the Competition Timeout. Peace.